Hello there and welcome here to the next round of the championship of the Group A's, which is very good. I'll just get myself in nice and comfortable, also bring up the game. There has been, before we get started, a few changes. If I press that button, we have the game muted. Let's unmute the game, shall we? There we go. So there's been a few changes. You can see new names, ignore the nationalities, but I found a mod on Race Department, a skin replacement and AI name replacement thing. So it now replicates real drivers from the era with real liveries and that. So we've got Bernd Schneider, Klaus Ludwig, Wolfgang Herold, Hans-Joachim Stuck, lovely, Emanuele Pirro, Steve Soper, yes, that Michael Schumacher, Leopold Prinz von Bayern, Chris Nissen, Kike Rosberg, yes, Jörg van Ommen, double Roland Ash, lovely, and then Fritz Kreutzpointner, which is a wonderful name, Roberto Ravaglia, who's not Russian, he's Italian, Walter Röhrl, yes, that Walter Röhrl, Adrian Cadena, Joachim Winkelhock, Johnny Chakota, Ellen Law, Franz Engstler, Kurt Tim, the father of former world champion Nicky Tim, Armin Hane, Jacques Lafitte, Alexander Burgstaller, Alain Ferte, and Wayne Gardner. And we'll go to qualifying. AI, who thought the game crashed there. But yes, AI settings has changed. I believe it's at 102. So, and let's just be very careful here. Let's just drop the fuel amount. We won't do any particular tweaks to the setup. And we shall just see here very quickly. We've got a 10-minute session going, and we'll just go out here. I'm not 100% sure I'll grab pole position this time round. Pitch speed limiter on, reduce abs. Up we go. I've done some fairly extensive setup tweaking to the car, specifically around the diff. So we're going to have to see how that goes. My testing seems to have been working fairly well for me, so we will just have to wait and see here what we can do. It's sort of a tricky circuit. As usual, I've got my bogey sections, and as has the AI in fairness. So just get stuck into it here. Just get some room to bounce Schneider. I mean, again, if I were a mech bloke, you know, contacting Norbert Howe as to, you know, who can we put in our car. Yes, Bernd Schneider, yes, he's on the list. Definitely of Merc factory drivers of the last 30 years. Bernd Schneider definitely makes the short list of drivers I'd want in the car, but we've got massive traffic issues. It's going to look like an F1 qualifying session, this, where everybody's just backed up and it all looks a bit daft. So we'll just have to try and make our way around here, get some temperature in. We had some updates to the game. They came out the other day where we now have tyre temperatures and wear shown on this widget. So we now have an oversight over this. Very positive. So we'll just get through here. One of the issues for pretty much just getting dived in earlier and figuring out with the diff was my rear tyres getting extremely hot in some of the practice races that I did. So we're just kind of working with that now and see what we can get out of it. And they also added in weather update, real weather data. Come on, through you go, through you go. Come on, Alain, you can go through, you can go through. We'll just build a gap here to Alain Ferte. Okay, Emanuele Pirro, you too then. All right, we'll just trouble into fourth, let it coast. Be ready and pick up the throttle now. I think we might be a bit out of it here, but we'll get a good banker in at the very least. Come on, old girl. Because yeah, with the default diff setup, I was having high temperature on the rear tyres. Just try and get it free. Oh, this is a mess. We're going to have to do the Walter Röhrl, hold up our hand to see here in the race, I reckon. These curbs are very hard. It's the 88 version I'm running. So these curbs are harder than in the modern version of this layout. I have to say, I think this is quite a nice layout compared with the modern one. This is such a tricky section for me. This is where really tight. And I top the gear change. As usual into fourth. As we know, fourth gear, always a bogey corner, or bogey gear for me. Just skidded in here. Oh, nearly got it also wrong here. Also in third, I should have been in second. Yeah, you can see tide temperatures are going up all over the place now. To second, bring it into a stop and keep it in second to try and minimise wheel spin. I've also been looking up what these cars were like to drive, just in terms of videos, and there's some pretty decent video footage of these cars. Very stiff. Holy crap, they're stiffly sprung. Practically no give in the suspension, just solid rocks. Seems to be my impression, so I've tried to sort of replicate that. Let's see here what kind of time we're going to do. Across the line we go. Oh, that's slow. Feels good and balanced here. Ah, Piro! Lockie got massively into here. We've gone sideways, all crossed up. So, yeah, this isn't good. Piro's going to go through. Come on, mate. Go, go, go. Let's see what the split tells us this time round. Oh, we're up significantly. That's a positive. Be careful on the throttle here. You want to go on it. Get through. Ah, then we lit up the rears. Arse biscuits. If for the full commitment, I don't even want to call that a chicane, whatever that is. That's a bit cheeky, but AI qualifying, you know. We just got to get our lap in, see what we can do here. Across the line we go. We are into third. Let's try now with a clear road ahead of us to see if we can maybe build on this. We want to hold up wide and be careful with the throttle here. Again, having to correct there, that's no good. But yeah, my tyre temperature, I mean, we'll have to wait and see for the race, but prior to really getting in and messing with the diff, was up to like 110, 111. I think it was starting to go yellow, and I reckon we're going to see a red sector time here. Yeah, oh, but not by much. So let's see if some of that action we have there towards the end of that might help us here. I had to get out of the throttle there, and it's sliding again. See 104. That's the rear tyres being lit up by the diff. So we might have to go one way. I did in the last practice stuff I did before starting the stream try out going the opposite way of what I got. Oh, we've gone here. That's what happens when you're too busy doing things other than driving. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we will call this our attempt here. So we need to prepare for the race. The race is 46 laps, I do believe. We'll find that out once we get in. So if we prepare by having 25 litres of fuel, that is 80 litres, 24. I like that. That's a good round number. So we need to prepare our pit strategy. We can move over to you, 10 laps, and we do fuel, and then we do, no, see again, that's different, boom. So, no, hang on, that's far too much fuel. So if we're doing 46 laps and we're doing 25, that's like 11 laps. No, I can't do numbers, me, to do 27. Roughly halfway, right? So this is for 44 laps, so it's pitting at 20. Let's do 24, that should definitely see us in. Front compound slick, please. Thank you. That tyre pressure is clearly massively wrong. Because, yeah, it's 38 bar we want to have here on the front left. So I need to quickly set that up here. Otherwise, we're going to have all sorts of wrong pressures. Front right is 40 bar, or 1.40, not 40 bar. Jesus Christ, the tyre's going to pop. And you are 35 bar. 35 bar, and you are 36 bar. Well, 0.36. Anyway, 1.36. Very low, really. So we'll save right now. Remember that. Change name. So clear 24. Yeah, that'll be fine. We just need to know that it's a strategy that we are using. Did it not save the name? No, it didn't save the name. So let's just gonna go USE Uzita. Yes, that's a word, isn't it? It's a 43-second stationary. No, we want to be on Yazida, because yeah, Yazida we want to be on. Boom, so boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you need to be on. Let's just confirm again that we are on 22 litres at the very least here. 23 laps, very good. Change tyres recommended, front, rear, all. There we go, that's what we want. We want tyre changes to definitely be happening, just to be safe. So let's go ahead and return here. See, yeah, obviously we're down into 5th, but I'll take that one very quickly down here. 5th. I mean, again, 0.3 of a second off. That's pretty good. So here we are. It's Alain Cadini on pole position, leading Keke Rosberg, Klaus Ludwig, Roland Asch, me, then Ellen Law, Steve Soper, Franz Engsler, Chris Nissen, Bernd Schneider, Johnny Cicotto, Walter Röhrl, Hans-Joachim Stück, Joachim Winkelhock, Manon Pillow, Armin Hane. Where the blood had Kurt team? Very far down for good old Kurt. Michael Schumacher, 25th. Oh dear. So anyway, without further ado, it's raining. Oh, and the road is just moist. So this is a tyre gamble. Ooh, because it's only moist, but it could get worse as the race goes on. So do we want to go for slicks or do we want to go for wets? I mean, it's raining. See, now I want to definitely set up a new strategy that we're going to be on. Let's just delete these strategies because there's no need for you. Boom. Delete. And then you down here. We'll just take you, fuel and tyres. Do no fuel because don't want to do that. And then we go front, no, all please. And then match all tyre compounds. And then wet. Yeah, we want to try. I want to gamble. Right here, save. So that will be our default strategy. Will be the Mercedes-Benz E190 Evo 2, because we'll go out then on slicks to take the start, and then we'll pit for wet early doors if we need to. It's a hell of a gamble, but I'm hoping with temperatures in the tyre from preheated tyres, we're going to be able to pull away. So let's just get stuck in here and see. And we're on the racing line. Terrible start. Oh, contact. It's Franz Engsler there. Oh, we have no grip. Oh, Jesus. This is going to be an ice rink early doors. Oh, we got spray here. This is absolutely treacherous. 46 laps. It's 23 laps, I've just realised. At the moment, yeah, we're definitely on the right compound. We don't see any spray. We just have to hope now that everybody running will clear some of that spray. And hang on. Hang on very quickly. You are too loud, mate. You are far too loud. Turn you down to about there. So there's a bit of distinction between my voice and the game. Oh, contact! Again with Franz Engsler. Oh, we nearly went into the back of Villeneuve as well. Drama happening beside me. Engsler's through. Now, got Bernd Schneider's all over me. He's down the inside. He'll be on the wetter part. There we go. Yeah, he backed out of that one. Oh, we've got massive locking here. Hello. Didn't mean to go down your inside, mate. Yeehaw. At the moment, Slick seems right for this. Ah, but we got Steve Soper coming. He backs out of it. Charlie's boy's out of it there. Sensible move. Oh, we got people diving in to change tyres. Oh, it's slippery, but for the moment, we're going to hang tough. We're gambling. So it's Ellen Law in the lead. Me in second. The Franz Engsler is also... oh, back end frisky right there. Just kicked out of me. You've got to be very careful with our throttle and brake inputs. Really got to mind it. Don't do it too early. Don't hold the brakes. That's going to send us off in a big way. But again, it's positive what we're seeing off Ellen. There's no spray coming from her tyres. Ah, but Francis all over me. All over like the proverbial cheap suit. Yeah, he's down my inside. Nothing I can do here. Bernd Schneider's coming as well. Fair play. Oh, we're in a bit hot, but we managed to gather it up before turning. Early shift up here to 5th. Yeah, see again, we're getting tyre pressures up. Tyre pressures and temperatures are rising. Slick's the right tyre at the moment. The more we run, the more we should, in theory, clean up the track. Especially as we get more and more spread out around the joint. But oh no, we've got Francis all over the inside right here. And now Bernd Schneider's going through as well. Yeah, mate, you can have that. Go on. Oh, that Sonax is so pretty, that car. Oh, we're in the fence. Walter. No surprise seeing Walter Royal go this high up now. Ex-World Rally Champion, I think. Yeah, Walter Royal definitely... No, is he? Anyway, World Rally expert, Walter Royal, should perform very well in these conditions. Let's start it right up here on the inside of Franz. I mean, look at this. Beautiful as anything, isn't it? Ah, not happy with that curb. Giving the squeeze there on Franz on the curbing. Oh, Chris Nissen's on the move. Good to see. But yeah, Walter definitely got pace. Early shift to 3rd, drifting, sliding. So, okay, status after 3.5 laps. Looking positive. We're in 3rd, but given these weather conditions, I'll take that. This is not easy. Oh, Ellen is really quick here. She's really got the grips of it. Oh, down the inside. Down the inside goes Schneider. We just got to be careful on the exit here. See, lighting up the rears. It's very slippery. Oh, went offline. We should start to feel the benefit of traffic running here now. Oh, bit of touchy feely coming in here. It's fruity up front. The two Mercs are going at it. You know what, Valserel is right on my back bumper. Oh, I had to get a bit hard on the brakes here for the final chicane. But we got a good run. We got Schneider. Going down the side of Ellen. And it's up by side braking. A braking manoeuvre. I think we got it. Oh, she was looking. She was definitely looking there to go up my inside. But just struggling there to get the power down. Ellen's going to grab me again down here. Oh dear. Oh, look at that rearview mirror. Oh, it's fruity. Oh, it's fruity. It's wet. I've got guys dancing all over my rear bumper. Look at that. It's just fantastic. Oh, third gear messed that up slightly. But Brandt's down my inside. This will now be an out-braking manoeuvre. Franz looking to follow him through. I should just do it, just try. I couldn't quite shut the door on Band. He'll have a good run here. That's it. Looking down here, but I'll have the inside into the hairpin. Just trying to hold on here. Be patient on the throttle. Be patient on the throttle. Out to go. Oh, sliding. Tricky conditions, but we do have temperature in the tyres. So it's looking okay for now. We just got to hang with these guys. Ellen's got a good run on here now. Walter's coming. Back out of it, Walter. I've got this. There we go. Good run through that sweeping. Whatever it is. Doesn't feel like a chicane. Doesn't feel like S's. Right down here, so see, let's get a good run through here. Good run through the hit the curb. Then yes, oh, she's checking up. Oh, touch. Good-hearted touring car racing. Bit of bumping. Whoa, we got Francis all over me now again. But come on, Ellen, let's go. We don't have time for this. Look at that rearview mirror in the corners. How many cars are stuck right up our rear end? Oh, a bit cheeky there to France. Oh, he's got a run there. No, he backed out of it. We go defensive down. Oh, very close to going off there. Late on the brakes, but we got it up. Sliding. Sliding. There we go. That's better. Franz Engstler looks far better in my rearview mirror. I'll just say that. Oh, but oh no, we're going to be 3 wide. Nope. Are we? Yes, we are. Nope, they backed out of it. Oh, all sorts of crust up into the hairpin. Come on, go, Ellen. Come on, for crying out loud. Oh, nearly crashed there. Walter had to take evasive action. Ooh, ooh la la, ooh, oi, oh, in the fence. See, that's the risk of being on slicks. When you go offline, you take the risk and you do that. No, okay, let's not do that. That's the strategy here. Sorry, I do apologise. No, slicks, please. See, this menu isn't the ultimately best here. No. Yeah, so now we've stalled. So let's go in here, do these two aero mech. All these. No. I really don't appreciate this system. It doesn't work very well for me. But yeah, at the very least, it'll top us up, not to that, but it will fill us up with that, I hope. So we might be within a chance here of making it to the end on this stop. If all works out well, but yeah, that wasn't really what we needed. So full tank, yes, so that's in addition to what we already have, so it wasn't as disastrous. But obviously we need to now mend the car here and get out there. Positive, clear track ahead. Downside, significant amount of damage. Let's see here how long it's going to take us to fix. We're going to go a lap down, definitely. Because yeah, they're 42 seconds behind. They're closing in. Walter Royal's taking the lead. Eden Law second. Chris Nielsen third. And they're closing in. 34 seconds behind. This could end up with us going a lap down, but we'll just have to work with it here. And see, again, it's early doors. With this weather, if we just put in enough decent lap after this, we won't have any pressure. Slight issue though, tyre temperatures will be low. And maybe if they were on wet, they'll have to pit soon and we'll all be in the same boat. But that's pretty much it here. Come on. No, we're going to go a lap down, unfortunately. Unless they've come into the pit. Which they haven't done. So, yes, a lap down. Also, don't know why they're showing us warned. They might change as soon as we get released here in a moment. But everybody's going to go through pretty much. But it'll be alright. We'll gather it up here, go out. Do those laps down here. Somebody's pitted anyway. That's positive. Hang on. There we go. I didn't have the pit speed limiter on. So, there we go. Now we just got to get some temperature into these tyres before we can probably go out there and attack. But of course we're now very heavily laden. So this is full focus mode. We should have very little grip right now. Heavy fuel tank. Cold tyres, although temperatures are coming up. And yeah, you can see dry line developing. But it is a tall order. But that was a risk going on slicks from the start with the wet conditions. He's just got to be careful about the lines we choose. Franz Engsel's also dropped down significantly. What is he doing? Has he taken his mandatory pit stop? I mean, it's a very good track to drive. It's always has been an excellent circuit. So let's see what we can do in terms of lap times now that we're running in clear, fresh tyres. Admittedly, a heavy fuel load. But no pressure. We can just focus on doing our thing. It's sort of raining on and off. It's like showers that are moving around over the circuit. So it's supremely difficult really to know what to expect. At least for this many runners, we will have some continuity on the surface. Especially as the race progresses and we all get spread out a bit more. The more we learn now, the more we'll have for race 2. That's always something to keep in mind. Even though conditions aren't really in our favour. But again, who knows? It could be the same for race 2. Just down a bit too slow in here. I reckon it's best just leaving the wiper on, to be honest now. We also have to be slightly careful with these tyres, of course, seeing as we're going to the end on this set. If all things remain equal. Real weather could obviously play into that. It could start pelting down cats and dogs and necessitate a stop for wet tyres. I've gone a bit deep here. We're going to be out in the wet bits. Although the water, weirdly, is working in our favour with making these tyres last. The water's going to keep the tyre temperatures down, and that's going to help our wear. We just got to not make huge mistakes in through the bit that requires full commitment. Okay, even though we dinged it, the car does feel okay. Whoa. Well, that's gonna be bad for tyre temperatures. Let's just get it slow down here and turn in a bit more. That's slightly better on entry. We are lighting it up on the exit. But Franz Engsler's no longer closing on us, causing us blue flags in the tight sections. I'll take that as a positive. That's perhaps a bit much. Sliding there again. We're still some laps away from the AI pitting for good, I would imagine. Although with the clouds, it appears to be... What am I doing here? This is no good. But with the clouds that appear to be moving in from behind us-ish, it could get much wetter, and that would be bad for us. Oh, hello! Or were they just in the pits and thus showing up weirdly? Because I think so. Well, let's not rotate here, shall we? Just take it easy. The tricky thing of running on your own is you have no idea how much water is down, if it's changed any significantly from the last time you went through. So you could get called out by a bit of standing water that you might not spot. Or go very deep on the braking like we did there. Is it just me, or are they getting a lot closer to me? I think we're seeing a lot more of those through that sector. I'll take that as a very positive sign indeed. Just lift here, be safe through, that's decent. Very stiff, did I mention that? Very stiffly sprung, this thing. Sawing away there, it's not fast, but in these conditions you kind of tend to correct a bit more. Ideally, you just want to be precise with your inputs. You don't want to do oppo on exits. We're definitely closing in. Mr. Soper. Even though we were a lap down. Oh, just got it gathered up there. Be early on the brakes there then. Lesson learned. Early on the brakes. Let's run it out wide. Turn in. That's not fast enough. Come on, mate, you're better. I think Ravalia's in the pit now. He's far down the order. Bring it under control. Sliding. That cloud's getting bigger, isn't it? That's not something I'm happy to see. I want it to dry out. don't think we're going to make up the time we lost in our stop. But it'll be interesting to see where we end up. At about lap 30 or so. That's Alain Furte, and the game is saying that he's on the same lap as I. So this could get interesting. Because that will mean we've made up a substantial amount of time. Have they come out on the wrong tyres? Have they gambled for wet? Yes, indeed, that was a position change. Interesting. Same with Joachim Winkelhock. I mean, he's just being absolutely parked back there. So have they moved over to what I would assume would be wet a bit early? Are they anticipating heavier downpour? Because, yeah, I mean, Winkelhock, he's just parked there. Absolutely nothing from Charlie's boy. Don't rotate, keep it go. Oops. Just a bit wide. Late on the brakes, that's no good. Aggressive on the curbs, which isn't really helping. And Keke should also be for position. So this is interesting all of a sudden. Wait, hello, thank you. So let's see, it seems to be raining a bit harder. What we might want to do... No. Whoa! Just tap the grass there. No, again, not the menu we want, game. Because it definitely seems to be raining harder. Maybe I'm just catching some of their spray now. But at least we have got the likes of Keke Rosberg and Leopold von Bayern in front of us to help us see how much it's raining if it's actually got standing water on track that we need to react to. Because we are absolutely dead in the water, pardon the expression, on slicks. If we hit a puddle, we're going round. But yeah, we've now joined with Keke and Leopold. Come on, Keke. Giddy up, old chap. Just let him get away here. Usually get a pretty decent run through this section, so run it out here. Oh, just a bit of whoopsie done. Here we go. Oh, I moved over on me, and then we had a frame rate having a moment. There's a touch there. Really caught me out, but we'll get on with it again. We've now taken a lot of guys a lap back here. Oh, just a bit of an oversteer down here on the inside. Let's grab his Majesty. Or not. We're side by side with Keke, right? No, he's behind us. Then it becomes like a Formula car once you touch the grass and it's wet. You really want to be careful with throttle input. Come on, giddy up. Come on. Shall we move it? There's also now a concern about fuel, actually. The question is that, do I have enough fuel to make it to the end? Let's just be cheeky. Hello, down the inside we go. Oh, water, standing water. There's now water running across the track here. Water's also starting to run down here, although I'm offline. We're 3 wide. We're being stupid. I think we're getting close to the point of wet, to be honest. I'm not sure I want to do this, but he's also holding us up, so we're going to have to take a calculated gamble here and see what we can do without him. We know there's a bit of standing water now down by the hairpin. Oh, we are understeering here now. Oh, in the fence. Sliding. It's an ice rink now for us in the hairpin. It does not need to get like that in many other places before wets really will be the answer. Keke's now looking to go round. Thankfully here it's still slick time. Oh, understeering. Oh, that's bad. That was a... Oh, get it up here again. Just working through this absolute ball bag of a menu. That'll do. Now Walter's popping up behind us. He's still in the lead. And this is where we are gonna be suffering big time. His Majesty's giving me the hurry up. That's, yes, fair enough, brother. So we got through here. This is looking good still. But it's also evening, sun setting. So at some point we also need to actually monitor tyre temperatures down here. Fronts are dropping. Well, to monitor that now quite intently to see whether or not it's wet time. There's also now standing water appearing here. Oh, fishtailing. Stay off the pedal, stay off the pedal. Pow, 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 pow. Slide it, controlled slide. Such a tricky section now. The standing water's appearing. Oh, we're a little bit wide here, but I think we gathered it up, but we got in a load of water. That's going to hurt our temperatures. I'm seeing spray in my mirror. Is that only because I was running out of the liner? I think it was. It's a handful now. It's a big old handful. If only the weather would decide what it actually wants to do. Here it's slick time. But then we get down to this part and it's wet time. So tricky. That's perhaps a bit much of that curb, to be fair. But yeah, something to keep in mind, the sun is setting, so that could stop the circuit from drying out as well. Once that's gone, it's pretty much a lot of... oh, look at all that standing water down here now as well. There's these little puddles and everything. It's just making it very treacherous to drive. Oh. It's like this here is sort of like in shelter of the worst part of the weather. It's very interesting. And then you reach here and you see that giant puddle on the right before you turn in and you're like, oh boy. Oh. Oh, we're right in the muck. Easy girl, easy, 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 easy. On the power, gently. There we go. Oh, still a bit fishtailing. And you can just see small running parts of water across the track there on the disused grids, which is a bit disconcerting. And now a bit of standing water there. Just... oh, we're off! We're off! Oh, hard! Holy crap. Holy crap, holy crap out. Crap out, gathered up, gathered up, gathered up. It's wet. It's wet time. It's wet. This has to be wet time. Let's just prep it here and see what it's like on this laptop. All things being equal, this is a stopping lap to go on wet. It's too wet on pretty much the fast sections. I think my frustrations with that menu is pretty much down to my wheel and its little pinny boy thing you use to move it about, which just isn't working with my finger. I might be better off grabbing my joystick and using the little thingy at the top of that for that. It would also give me a few buttons to use for other things. But this is now where it's going to get fruity. Especially if it's decided to just jump a few frames. Oh. So much water now. We'll have to try and desperately follow the racing line. Let's just cancel that. It's only down here now. We're just ready there just in case. It's worse, but it isn't. We still have a decent dry line around the track. but it's touch and go at the moment. We definitely need to be a lot slower through here. I've been pushing through this sector, but that's not how it works now. It's just too wet. I'm not sure with 57 litres of fuel we have enough to make it to the end either. But we're going to run it as hard as steep as we can right now. And then we're going to make a pit stop and just either keep these tyres on and go to wets. Also looking off track at some of those tarmac escape roads around. An access road, seeing how much water's flowing there. Oh, it's absolutely uncontrollable there. And we were doing 53s, and look at those tire temperatures, they're going down as well. Certainly in that section of the track. We'll have to monitor that. Ooh, it's stepping out. Now that's not as bad as it was before in the sky, so maybe it'll start to dry out now. And it'll, pardon me, it'll start to come to me a bit more. That will be most welcome. Easy in here, and then we'll hopefully gather it up. Controlled throttle application. Easy, 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 easy. Just feel the slide going. Tire temperatures are going down still steadily, or sort of have stabilised, slightly lower than they were. Oh, we are off. If you're going to have an off though, in these conditions, have it be that. Time lost, but no drama other than that. Shift off barely. it appears to be more water than a gravel trap as well. So it's a bit difficult really to say, especially as it's getting darker. That's not going to help us out either, is it? To be fair. Oh, fruity. Hella fruity here. Oh, we're off wide, massively wide through puddles. Why, yeah. Gentle touch, gentle touch. That's what happens when you go slightly offline here. It's just all over. So we lost a bit of time there, but just going to work it. Oh, easy girl. Easy now. You don't want to be doing this to me. We're good friends, come on. Oh. Could the weather make a commitment, please? A very slow car. Whoa, rotating massively. I mean, the issue with the pitting is we'll give up so much time. We won't be making up any more positions, really, if we do. I mean, unless there is some sort of weird act of motor racing powers. Oh. Oh, it's rotating on us. No sound. Oh dear. Oh dear. No sound. Why is that? Is it that? It shouldn't be that. So let's see here. Oh, there we go. Oh dear, why it wasn't there before? Seems too loud now, just going by the bars. Let's just turn it down to about there. That's hopefully better. I mean, the cars sound better than I do anyway, so let's just leave it at that, shall we? Right, down nice and easy, 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 easy. Easy, 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 through. Oh, sliding. Oh. Ay, 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 ay. That's not a fun time anymore. I think we're definitely starting here to struggle with the sun setting affecting track grip and track drawing here, given that we are on slicks. Yeah, those fronts are now down to around 50 degrees. That's no good. It's going to be all over the place soon. Rears are dropping to below 70. Ooh. This is... Oh dear. Oh dear. Easy, easy, easy. If you look at the speed I'm going, how much the car appears to be sliding, with how little throttle input I'm doing, gives you a pretty good indication of how tricky these conditions really are. Because I'm stuck. That curb saved me right there. Easy, easy. I'm quite ham-footed, so that is an issue. We'll try and work it here. This is a drier part. But I'm starting to feel more and more relative. No spray in the rear view. No heavy rainfall. But it's just after this here, it starts to get pretty... Ooh, sliding. See it sliding. Just touching the grass. Managed to keep it going. Standing water on the right. You can see a clear drying line here. Easy in, easy, 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 easy. And then you just... Front's going there. Front's going in the fence. Ugh. Third gear, I've got wheel spin at low RPM. This is getting to the point where we do need to stop and put on a pair of wet tyres here. I think we're now starting to lose so much time. Let's do it. We're going to have to gamble sun setting. We're going to have to do something before it's too late. Ooh, it's wet here. Just an update into the pit. It's pretty wet in the pits, actually. I'm coming in, guys. Hope you're crossed up all sorts of rideouts sideways. Coming into the pit. So a quick stop here. Let's just have a moment here. We would be told information here. Yeah, ambient is going down. It's starting to dry. Well, track's also coming down a little bit, so it's not too bad. But we definitely needed to stop here. We had no control in the second half of the lap, really. So we're just going to have to see how we do after this. Also, definitely didn't need all that fuel. That was a huge mistake, but hey-ho. Hey-ho. It'll just help me with the grip, damn it. That is my take on it. So, as this task gets changed, we'll be ready to go. We just effect a bit of repair to the front, and away we go here. Obviously, we have a lot of time to make up, but we should now have much better tyres suited for the conditions, we hope. We come out right behind Winkel. Behind Vinky. Let's try and see if we can't grab him. We have a bit of temperature from the tyre heaters. So just try and acclimatise ourselves to how the wets feel on the car now. Yeah, they seem to have fairly decent grip. Sliding a bit on me. But I think we can be a bit more aggressive in our driving now that we've got wets on. Hello, Vinky. Would you like to give me 26th? I think you do. And Chris Nissen, 9th behind us. Come on, Vinky. This will be the telling sector coming up here, the wet part. Right. So what can this do through here? Far more controlled, yes. And we're keeping tire temperatures up. We just need to dispatch Winky. Come on, Winky. Ooh. Now, brother, is that how you want to do this? Is that really how you want to do this, boy? All right, eh? Well, that was too much throttle there. Easy, don't stop the throttle like that, you know that's no good. And we're closing up on Wolfgang here as well. Very rapidly, even though he is a lap ahead of us. But I've got substantially fresher wet weather tyres than he does. So that's a positive. And he might be on slicks for all I know. I have no way really of knowing. Just got to cool them down a bit actually as well here. There is a drying line and a dry line in parts of the track. So you have to keep the wets cooler. They have a lower operating temperature. Hello, Wolfie. Am I going to come through or are you going to fight me? Let's remember to use all of the pedals when we shift down, shall we? Yes, that's a good idea. Oh, we're looking. Oh, we just managed to gather it up there. A bit of a throttle there, flick the car in. Yeah, look at that, we're now a second a lap quicker than we were before in the sector at least. But we're heating up the rears. There's not a wet part here. So we need to just slide it here. We need to mind that actually. We need to mind these tyres. So see here we got some wet weather, water standing, that's the thing. And here as well, we've got to cool these tyres down. 13 laps remaining. We're quite far down, but if weather turns, it could move some people back to us. Also look just so cool here with these day to night transitions in these sort of street circuits, parkland circuits. You get to see how things change around you. I'm really looking forward to racing both at Watkins Glen and at Cleveland, running Cleveland especially. That's set to be set late in the year, so we should be running into the dark there, and I'm so looking forward to doing that in a long race. But here we are, let's just get these guys done. That beautiful Sornax car. Oof. Oof. Although I prefer the one with the yellow stripe. Hello, here I am, Klaus. Guten Tag, Klaus. Dankeschön. Guten Tag. Fossil pass, but, you know. Oh, a teammate. It's on Stuck. Stucky. Yeah, we've got to really mind those rears through here. Look at how hot they're getting. That is pretty bad. We might have to do a Shane Van Gisbergen and put them off on the grass. Just dance through here, nice and easy. And just find that wet over here. There we go. Does that sound? Whoa! Big move from the car. Hello, Hans. Come on, giddy up, cowboy. A bit odd to see him out of a Porsche, but I guess didn't he win the Nürburgring 24 Hours in an Audi? I think it was an Audi, wasn't it? Because he won the first Nürburgring 24 Hours, and he won one in the 2000s, late 2000s, which I suspect might be a record for the longest span of victories in a endurance race. I think it's like something like 1970 or 1969 or something like that. The first race was held. He won that. Then he won one in the early, late 2000s, which is says everything you need to know about that bloke, really. Was it in a Lambo? I remember him racing in a Lambo with, I think, two of his sons in the 24 Hours, which must have been a hell of an experience. Shades of Wayne Taylor racing with Jordan and Ricky a few years ago. I want to say 2017. That was the first year they had the DPIs. Well, that's a bit of a Hail Mary, but it worked. It is pretty wet in this part, to be fair. Trying to cool these tyres is still difficult to drive it. Let's hope the second race has some slightly better weather conditions for us. Bounces off the curb. Didn't send us off too far to the right hand side. But it's now starting to get dark, which is another complexion to the race. Oh boy. We've nearly retained our position, or recovered our position from before we stopped. So, on that note, we've made a safe decision there. Moved to wet when it started to feel like slicks weren't the option to be on. And it looks like that at the very least we will have cancelled out the stop time. Unless I obviously put it in the fence. Oh, Bernd Schneider's gone into the lead. Lifelong Merc factory driver Bernd Schneider has now taken the lead. We're just spill on this for race 2. That's bad. So now my gear shift is moved at a bit of an angle, so I try to jam in the wrong gear, which doesn't help either. Yeah, it's just touched the grass there, to be fair. Blue flag. Mate, blue something else. Oh yeah, it's getting dark. Look at that Montreal skyline over there, fantastic. Oh, that's really upset the car now that we've got some steering damage. So that's another mental note, avoid curbings wherever possible because the car doesn't like it now. She sounds, oh look at that. Don't look at that, look at the skyline over there. See here it's lovely, it's fine, definitely slicks, and then we get down to that final hairpin sector and we are nowhere if we're on slicks. And we can make it through everywhere apart from that sector there. Oh god, why am I off again? I need to use my head, come on mate. 9 to go, it'll be a bit of a drag now with some steering damage, but we'll just make it work really. Keck is 15 seconds to the good. We'll just have to see if we can't catch him towards the end of the race. Oh, 22 seconds. It goes out. It's a relative display and best taken as relative, you know. It's relative information, not particularly set in stone. This is cool though. Look at the lighting here. See, I think this is one of those slightly hidden gems of racetracks that doesn't really get the exposure it usually deserves. Because even in F1, this is one of the better circuits they go to. Because, you know, again, it's the right kind of no margin for error around here. It's full commitment. You got to get it right, and if you get it wrong, well, there's a fence right there just off. Or like I'm getting it wrong here. We managed to just turn it in. See, I've sort of been using that curve to square it off, but you can't do that anymore. See, look, not even over here it's wet. So there's nothing really we can do here. We just have to suck it up. So we got up to the lead fight. Will they concede? Or will I have to try and get through them down here? I mean, that could be helpful for me. But not with this damage. Wow. Yeah. It just had nothing there. So, alright, okay, yep. I'll cut my losses here. We'll just say retirement. Oops. We'll skip to the end. Oh dear, we came 28th, I would imagine. Right, there we go. So that was a 1:31, 1 hour 31 race. Klaus Ludwig, the famous Danish driver, Klaus Ludwig, yes. And then Hansuk, correct. Michael Schumacher, not Spanish. Kurtim, not Kiwi. I think that is the Kiwi. Yeah, that is definitely yours. And yeah, Wayne Gardner. Yep. So we were all the way down there. +7. So you would not have completed the full. You've done full pit stops, mate. That's not brilliant. Where would we have come? Based on our fastest lap, I don't think we're fastest, but it would have been bloody close. So points wise, where are we out of that race? We should have gotten. We've gotten 21 points. So we got 15 points just for finishing the race. And then we would have gotten a few points as well for pole position. So that sees us sitting still second in the championship because Johnny Cecotto, who's leading, must have not scored that many points either. And Wolfgang Herold in third place. Yeah, so that wasn't too bad. Tim, he's climbing up. Michael Schumacher is sort of sitting there in the middle. Klaus Ludwig here, down here with the wins. It's, yeah. And we just got a few down here. I mean, at the very least, they've been out of the bottom standings everyone has so far. So that's a positive thing. But yes, what we will do now is take a short break and reconvene for race 2 qualifying in not that long time. So I'll be back very, very shortly. No, you're not on. There we go. And I've got a microphone and everything's looking fine. So qualifying coming up for race 2. Thankfully, we have a new qualifying session. And hopefully race 2 will be slightly better. Just don't push so hard is the rule to follow in that situation. But it's easier said than done. So we're in, it's a dry qualifying, and what are we on? We are on slicks, all of that's looking fine and dandy. It's pretty decent, so let's get it fired up here. So we're coming out here behind Johnny Chicotto. We've got Shackler Feet behind us. Ooh, just feel the grip, feel all that grip. Let's not do that again, that's a stupid idea. Wait, just, I said let's not do that. There we go. We've got some slight locking, front wheels there, had a bit of amps kick in. Alright, let's get serious here. Let's get some good qualifying in. Slide in a bit here, warm these tyres up. We'll leave the pits, cold tyres. Try and build a bit of temperature in them. And it doesn't even appear to have a little bit of puddles or anything like that. It's just lovely dry track. I should have taken some fuel out of the tank, but hey ho, it's too late now, we're on the run. Well, we will be next lap anyway. I grab Steve Soper here. That should ultimately compromise our lap time a bit, but needs to be done to be fair. Oh, he's striking back on the outside. Don't need to be racing here on quali laps. Whoa, just a bit wide. Bounces off the curbing. He's touching me. It's a touch and we're off into the grass. This is not going to be a good quali lap. It might want to park it and take some fuel out. Let's just get a banker in. Oh, Steve is all over our rear end here. Charlie's lad. See, that's not good. We're better than that. Come on. That's too much too. It's untidy. Let's just go ahead and take some fuel out. We can shave off a fair bit of time from this. Just shave it all off, please. Thank you. Okay, maybe not that much. Need to have enough to do. Okay, again, that's too much. Just 3 laps of fuel, that should be sufficient. We might have to move back a bit in the queue here. We've got Walter on our rear end. And then they're just coming after that as well, it seems like. Just move over here. Come on. Through you go. There we got Stucky. Teammate. I'm pretty sure lap 2 would be faster. Let's get in focus here. We've still got a bit of temperature to be gained in the front tyres, but we're just going to have to hope that they come on the lap itself. That's too hard there. Lost a bit of time there, opposite block. Hit that curbing a bit too hard, I realised, so I needed to back out of it. See, we got the temperatures now pretty much. So we might go for another hot one after this if we can. If Stucky pits especially. Ah, Stucky! Okay, we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that I've got Walter Royal in front, I've got Hans-Joachim Stuck behind. Seems like a parallel universe you can say that sentence in. What we really need is Michael Schumacher to be in here as well. This isn't good. Nope, that's it for us. We've set our time and... ooh, it's actually pretty fast. So, yep. So it's me, Keke Rosberg, Roland Asch, Klaus Ludwig, Bernd Schneider, Ellen Law, Jacques Lefebvre, and Roland Asch again. He's doing double duty. And Johnny Chicotto and Hans Stuck running out top 10. And whether... Oh, moist, that's positive. So once again, let's set us up here with... we need to have 24 litres in the... Or 24 laps in the car. And then we can go in and modify you. Say that you fill us up with 22. Right, that seems 23. Just again, just to cover all bases here. No, cancel. Save, okay. Yusev. Yes, Yusev. We are Russian. Indeed, we are. You delete you. So Yusev got, hang on, Yusev, you got what? You got fuel damage. Let's set it up here so that if we do get damage, not on the engine, not on the gearbox, but anywhere else, we'll repair it. We won't set it to do brakes. I'm pretty sure if I do that, we will do a brake change. That might be necessary for Watkins Glen, but not here. So 24, and just confirming to be safe, 24 plus 23... That'll see us through to the end of the race. So that looks good now. On pole position then. Weather is far more favourable today. We've got moist on the ground. Otherwise though, starting pole position here. Bad start. Roland's through, but I'm going down the inside of Roland. Oh, he's turned in on me. Just a bit of sliding there. Again, a Merc front row. Well, pretty much your top front pack here. Into the back here of Roland. I've got Schneider. It's gone through. Fair play. So, status here, halfway through lap 1. We dropped a few positions. But again, it's okay. It's a 46 lapper. And I come in with a big Hail Mary. Have we made it? He's hanging tough. We're out wide here. We need to look after these tyres. That is a priority, really. Well, yeah. See, that'll be bad in a few updates time, but for now it's all right. Come on, Keke. Oh, Roland on the outside. That's hanging tough. Fair play. Sliding there, that'll heat the rears. That's not what we need at all. There's really usable information coming out of race 1, really. The conditions that we had. The AI here doesn't really understand that we're doing touring cars. It should be giving me the hurry up and all that sort of stuff. hang on, are we getting a few bitrate warnings over here, are we? Wait, let's have a bit of a look-see. No, it should be fine. There shouldn't be any issues there. It's been what it's been before. So we'll just crack on and see if it's just being like, oh yeah, you're too high, probably. Oh, but Bound's going to be all over us here. And I got the entry wrong. Oh, that'll cost me, but oh, Bound's slow through there as well. Woo! Bounce! Prove how tough that suspension is when you bounce like that. I have to tuck in here. But it looks like we've got a nice little pack forming out the front with Keke Rosberg, Roland Ash, myself and Bernd Schneider. I mean, where are the first BMW? Because top 6 anyway, they're all Mercs. Has only got Klaus Ludwig in... Oi, Bernd! Bernd, you naughty boy! Wait! All sorts of crossed up there. Let's be sensible here. Fall in behind. Ludwig's going to close up as well. Going to go down my inside. Fair cop. He's sort of trying to fade me off there. So down to 5th. But we need to do a championship drive here. Just got to grab points. I think that yellow accents on the Sornax card just looks a bit better than the red one. Through there we went. That's a pretty decent... Grab Schneider. We need to look after these rear tyres. Don't slide the car on exit. Look at that, 107. We're starting to flirt. We're going hot on the rears. And that battle pack is splitting up slightly now. Let's try and leave it in 3rd here. Excellent. Ash has gone through. Schneider's coming through and me. He's trying anyway. He's sort of there, and then he isn't there at the apex. Just don't slide it, mate. Come on. Oh, where did Ludwig come from? Oh, he's absolutely sending it. That's a sturdy move there by Klaus Ludwig. But tire temperatures are stabilising. You just have to mind that now. Hello, Klaus. Oh, he's on the curbing there. That'll upset his car. There we go. Oh, just a bit too much speed in there. That really cost me. That's keeping Ludwig all over my rear end. Don't want to have him there. Easy there. Again, just too aggressive on the throttle. I know I'm doing it wrong. This really breaks up the sort of flow and that run you have on a modern circuit down here, where it's just a long dash. Just a DRS straight, really, a bendy DRS straight. And this is a much faster corner where you don't get the wall of champions on the outside. Coming in a bit hard. Let's go it. Throw a brake too much. Look at that. Right rear, left rear now. Just pushing too hard. It's awful. It's all gone wrong again. What is our brake balance here? We should not be seeing that high high tire temperatures on the rear through braking. Now we've got Wall and Ash the second all over us. I should have backed out of that one. Gee whiz. Now that's one hell of a ride. That's the difference between dry and wet. Oh, rotate it, look after those rear tyres. We have to try and open up these corners. Of course, costs us in a situation like this. Indeed. Why did that happen? That shouldn't have happened. Come on, car. There comes our twin brother, Andrea Cadini. Way hot there. I'm breaking everyone, including myself. See, that's bad. Tyre wear temperature, lost time. There we go. Oh, it's just stucky. Fair move there. Give him that. That was a good move. Come on, Ash. Now just keep him stressed as well, of course. He is the teammate in front. And there goes my twin car. Oh, you closed the door on me, you absolute. Proper touring car racing, there we go. Wow, Walter. What are you playing at? We're just dropping further and further off the lead here, aren't we? But what we haven't done is damage the car. Always look for the positives. The car's good, we just need to not be an idiot behind the wheel. Wee, aye, aye. Good thing it's so bloody stiff. Getting too much trail braking. Try and shift that brakes a bit more backwards. If we remember back to Long Beach, we were battling with the leaders when the pit cycle started unfolding there, and we came out very well from that. So we're just going to have to hope that the same thing happens here and we're able to make hay once the cycle goes on. Let's get these guys dispatched for good. Stucky! Deja vu, my friend. Oh, but ash is all over me again. Very much deja vu here. So you see in first because he's got better torque control high up in the rev range. Driving in there. Sliding, don't do that. Naughty boy me. Is it just me, or are we actually closing the gap again to the leaders? Because I think it was down to like 15 seconds. Or is it just fluctuating? Gee whiz. That was a bit naughty. But he's touring car, so it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Oh no, Ash the second's looking down my inside. So status lap 13, P5 from P1. Not necessarily what we would have wanted, but we're making the most of it. Oh, gee whiz. Is that Cadini? Yeah, it was Cadini. Easy girl, easy now. You gotta get Schneider. So I'll make a note down here of 40. Too late on the brakes. Shit, I was too. So, as we've just learned, shit in it. Don't use that bridge as your timing differential, because you need to be braking at that point. Hot tip. Very hot tip, just off the press hot. Jesus. Come on, Chicotto. It's all come unstuck in Montréal. That's so bad. Then we do that just to top off the miserable performance today. come on, man. Oh. Too hot again. We're holding steady in ninth, however. Just points, focus and points. And the fact that, even though I'm pushing a bit now, tire temperature's under problem. Just being focused on also being smooth, not overdriving too hard is also a key function of that, to be fair. We made that mistake. Tis no good. But hey, it's live. Right. There's no hiding here. If I make a mistake, it's on show. That is the risks we take. Besides, you know, it's better to also show off when things go bad. Because, you know, nobody's perfect. And, you know, especially not amateur sim racers who do this in our spare time, you know. When you have been battling as hard as we have here, mistakes are bound to happen. When you are not a pro. And we are in fact gathering up again here. Lab 19 commencing here. And we are gathering it back up here. Shifting focus back on where we are, just running our marks down here, settling down. Which again, I'm definitely happier in these longer runs than if it was just a short sprint. Which again is, for me, is no real surprise, as I prefer endurance racing to sprint racing. Balls to the face! Sweaty balls all over me face. Just give the brake bias a bit of nudge forwards, seeing as we are burning off quite a lot of fuel now. I know that certainly was a strategy years ago in places like Bathurst for the 1000. You would run with brake bias at the early part of this stint, further back to protect the front brakes, try and reduce their wear. Obviously requires a lot of astute adjustment throughout the stint, so you don't end up locking the rears and going off arse first, which at Bathurst is very bad. But we're reconnecting with the Huns. Always a positive to see that. We just have to hope here as we approach the pit cycle window that we can take a few positions in the pits and when we pit as well. So I would like to preferably go a bit long by a lap or two on my first stint, just because my head tells me that will save our tyres for the end. Even though we haven't really worn these, I think there's still plenty of gain to be had by moving over. Still just that rear diff, we weren't really able to get a feel for it in the race one where it was wet. So I still haven't quite gotten to where I want it. But I'm not going to have it as neutral as they do. And obviously that's also part of the tyre temperatures on the rear axle, because I am lighting up the rears a bit. And you really don't want to be doing that in a race like this where tyre temperature can cost you. I mean, when I pit, we'll be able to see, just take a pause moment to have a look at the general classifications and that. And we can also see the asphalt temperature. Hello Hans, auf Wiedersehen. You can use that exit curve to sort of bounce yourself off it and square yourself up. But you've got to be careful. See, that's going to be costly for temperature. There's no way to block off the brake ducting in here, so we can't just run in full cooling. We advanced to 8. Making a bit of recovery drive. We will have 6 points for pole position. That's always a plus. And hopefully fastest lap as well, depending on how it goes. We've got to be careful now with the wear rate and the light fuel load. Bouncing it off too aggressively can end up hurting us. Well, that was down in the 50s. I actually think we're going to see some slightly higher temperatures now, just because the rear end's going to be lighter. It could just be my own weird logic being applied. Oh, slightly late on the brakes there. That cost us. Are there no are there no BMWs running up front? It might be a complete Merc washout right here. I think the car source are just a bit too stiff through that sector. Because Stucky's now going to go run on us. Oh, somebody's starting in. And he's not moving to cover. Well, he is putting the squeeze on me. I'm lit on brakes here. Gee whiz. That was as crossed up as can be. I was fully expecting to be hit by Stucky there. But he's racing his teammate fair and square. He's even back out of that one. Just got to make up the lost time here. But Stucky's got to go run again here. We've got, what, 3 laps to go before we stop. Oh, he tried to give me a squeeze out. That's not as clean. We'll just chop him off a bit there. That seems to be about right, maybe just... No? There we go. Seems better there. Oh yeah. Good hearty teammate racing there. So P7, but it's all a bit confused now that people are starting to pit. Oh, bad line, bad line, bad line. Six now, definitely gaining positions as others are pitting. Missed a shift. Balls. Jesus, stop. That's definitely not what we needed. Let's just pit. Seems like we're going to be low on fuel anyway. Actually, if we are low on fuel, stay out, let the game call me in. Just to get the satisfaction from pitting on our scheduled stop, seeing that message. Yeah, know about the mental game. Really confidence back up after dreadful race 1 again and a shoddy race 2. So around the outside, they'll easily make it through. He's just so planted with that rear end on the exit. I've got nothing for that. There we go. Lap scheduled. So stop, and we can take a quick moment here to get some info. Still we are quite hot. So Wallenash first and second. Yeah, that's well done, mate. Well done, Sunshine. So positions are going to be all over now. just because we're all on different strategies. So we'll wait and see where it all sort of filters out at the end. But I suspect a fresh pair of rubber on now will be greatly beneficial to us. Quick repair job to fix a bit of front damage. So now we're just going to mind these tyres, they're on for the end. It's a shorter stint on them, so it'll be very beneficial for us here. Just to shift the brake bias back in just a bit. Also, don't let yourself be caught out by a car in front that goes into the pits. That's which close pointer. So we've been jumped there. I don't even remember where Fitz was. We weren't near him, so we'd be done by a Beamer. Oh dear. But obviously they're stationary for shorter, might not have decided to take tyres. So, all in all, there's a lot that counts in our favour here in that case. We just got to get on with it. Grab what we can here. Definitely feels happier with fuel in the back. Does that say diesel the alternative energy on the back? Well, that is a product of its time, isn't it? We're expecting a couple of laps time that we start impacting that fastest lap again, or improving on our lap times anyway. Gee whiz. The alternative energy, yes, diesel. The alternative energy for cars, of course it is. Oh yes. Don't hit that curb. Oh, you're trying to force your gap there. No, Ainsley, you can't do that, boy. Oh, but here comes Engsler. Here come I on the brakes. I had to pull a monitor closer on my desk because it was starting to hang off the edge. Real racing drivers don't do that. There we go. That's quite pointed on. Quite point, no. Sorry. Hello, Chris. These people need to start pitting. We need to get rid of Coach Point not fairly quickly. Then again, we just get massive power on oversteer. I've got good brakes now. I've got fresh tyres. That'll really help me retard the car, but let's hope that'll be it for Nissan. Lap 31, 15 to go. P20, but again, pit stop still unravelling here, so we don't quite know yet where we stack up. We pitted from P7, P8. We were passed by somebody that were behind us when they came out of the pits. So we don't know, but here we go. We're going to grab somebody. Oh, Stucky was in the pits. Just saw his name pop up. Let's see if we can grab the feet this time around. That's alright. Oh, but he's going to be right up on that curbing. Get right up behind Court. On the power. Burgstahler's helping us as well. That was all sorts of bad. We're in way deep here. See, now we got caught up in the battles we didn't need to be. And here in the midfield, it's holding us up. Jesus, you were early on the brakes there. When are you guys pitting, asking for a friend? See again, we're up to P14 now, just through the pit stops. Ah, suck on my balls and call me Hannah. It's both the Charlie's boys. Isn't that nice to see? I'm increasingly starting to think we might have dropped to 12. Laid on the brakes there, just slid it in. 10 to go. Now in the closing stages. Let's get Charlie's two boys here before too long. That would be good. They should have fresher tyres if my suspicions are correct and they've already pitted. You definitely need to work out the bloody diff. Might have gone the wrong way. Yeah. We're right with Michael Schumacher. Far too quick in there. Don't slide. Good go. There we are. We're up to 8, so we've regained the position we pitted from. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody else is yet to pit and that we will take them. I need to be so careful out of these corners that it's pretty much impossible for me to get the power down properly. I skirt myself off with the fence there. What even is that? Come on! Oh. Oh, come on! Oh, gee whiz. So, yeah, we lost the rear wheel. We lost the rear wheel with that. So that did not end the way we wanted it to. But, yeah, Michael Schumacher's gonna Michael Schumacher, eh? So, yeah. I mean, you know, there's nothing there really, is there? Quite annoyingly, 2 DNFs. I mean, what even was that? And he finished 12th, so he had some dramas as well after that, naturally. But yeah, that's super disappointing, really. What does that do to the championship? Let's just see here down here. We grabbed 21 points, so we again did okay here. And somehow we've moved amazingly with that to the top of the championship after 4 races completed. I don't know how. I mean, Johnny Cecotto didn't... Well, he's just 1 point behind, so he must have finished further down as well. Wolfgang Herold, we saw him, he was down in the low top 10, well, high top 10, really. And then Klaus Ludwig would have been up front. Coutinho was pretty far back. Michael Schumacher with 12th. One of the Wallen Ashes finished there, and Bernd Schneider would have been quite far up the front. So, yeah, all right, this definitely hasn't been the race I was hoping it would be. But the end result is nowhere near as bad as I feared it would be, considering the fact there were 2 DNFs. I think it's the fact that we get points just for starting and for either fastest lap or pole position has kind of helped seal the deal there, but that was far from ideal. Now the next round is Daytona, where we were off for 2 times 21 laps. Sometime next week, remains to be seen when, but we will have that coming up for you, as well as Salvador will be next week, probably next weekend, probably a weekday event and a weekend event, and then we are into Christmas week with the VIR and Watkins Glen, 2 long races, Cleveland another long race, and then 2 short races at Laguna to wrap it all up. So I hope you will join me for those events. Thank you very much for watching tonight. Goodbye.